everybody, it's Mimi J and welcome to my channel. This is going to be a very different video than I normally do. So if you're looking for a haul or a craft video, this isn't it. This is for anyone who struggles with or knows someone who struggles with hives that don't go away, that just seem to last forever and ever, and you can't figure out what causes them. There's a name for that. It's called chronic idiopathic urticaria, and I have that. I've had it for 3 years. Most of the time you wouldn't know I had it, but there are days when it's on my face and there's no way you could not know. It would be on my face and my neck and even my hands. The reason I'm doing this is to share my experience because I have been quite blessed by finding other people on YouTube who have the same thing. And while I wouldn't wish it on anyone, I've learned so much from the other folks who have shared. So I'm hoping that if I share too, maybe it will help someone else. Okay, so I actually had it in my early 20s, which was quite a while ago, and it lasted probably about a year. Never knew what caused it. I found after taking a lot of steroids, which is what they would give you, shots of cortisone, and then they would give you prednisone, but the side effects were terrible. And if you stopped taking it, I mean, the cortisone would wear off, the hives would come back, and they would always be worse than they were. So I finally found a dermatologist who, at that time, put me on Atarax and Tagamet, which helped tremendously. Didn't make them go entirely away, but really helped. And then I got pregnant, and I think they just totally went away. And unfortunately, they're back. So for them to be chronic, chronic idiopathic urticaria is also referred to as CIU. For those words, chronic, it has to be 6 weeks at least or longer that they continue. And as I said, I've had mine for 3 years so far. The I stands for idiopathic, which means they don't know what causes it. They don't know. It's not like an allergy where you get acute hives and because you are, say, allergic to strawberries and you eat a strawberry and break out in hives. Well, that's not going to last all that long. They're going to go away. They're going to itch like crazy, just like they do with the chronic kind. They sometimes feel like I have fire ants just all over me, just stings and burns that bad. And that's the main reason, you know, you want to take something. I don't care so much how I look, because I can't help that, but the itching. Well, I don't like for it to be all over my face, but anyway. Okay, and the urticaria is just a fancy word for hives. So I do thank those people who have shared, and the doctors. There are a few doctors who have shared. I do know that mine is not acute because it's not external triggers. It's not my dogs. It's not anything, because, you know, if I go out of town and I stay in a hotel room, I don't have my dogs with me, but I still have my hives with me. With that kind of hives, they would do tests. They could do tests to try to determine what you're allergic to. But when you've got the chronic, my allergist wouldn't even do the tests because she said it's not caused by an allergy. So they do know more about it now than when I was in my 20s. So she wouldn't do tests. She did do a blood test, but whatever she was looking for there, she didn't find. There's one doctor who I will definitely leave his link below for you, who talks about studies that were done with blood, like taking the blood of someone who has chronic idiopathic urticaria and doing a scratch test with a serum from the blood, and how it would make even other people break out in hives. So apparently we're producing it from the inside. Great. We're allergic to ourselves, but our body's producing a lot of histamines, and for some people, they can actually pinpoint and change it with their diet. That doesn't work for everyone. It didn't work for me. Although some people say if they cut out all breads, all grains, and all dairy except for butter, only eat meats and vegetables and fruits, they say that works for them. Not for me. So what I have taken are, and I take a lot, I take Tagamet, just like I did before, years ago. Take Benadryl. When it first started, I was only taking Benadryl, but that did not stay effective for very long. And my dermatologist added Xyzal. Xyzal is not one that makes you sleepy. Benadryl does. So they recommend that you try not to take that during the day, that you take the Xyzal during the day, and the Benadryl at night. I do actually still take some of the Benadryl during the day, but if you take too much of it, you're just going to be feeling like a zombie. And be careful about your dosages. Check with your doctor about how much you take. And yeah, the zombie's not fun, but then neither is itching. And yes, they itch. They itch so bad. But of course, the medicine does help with that. However, I have gotten to the point where I was taking so much medicine that it just couldn't really function very well. So I did do a round of prednisone. That helped while I was on it, but the minute I stopped, and they only do like 5 days, so you don't, the effects of the steroids are just not good. So when that was done, they were worse than ever. And I went to see an allergist, and she said, well, there's a shot now we can give you, but it might kill you. And I was saying, what? She said, yeah, is there anybody here with you today who could, drive you home, or did you drive? Because you could have an allergic reaction, and we have to send an EpiPen home with you. And I'm thinking, how big is this chance of death? I know that is a cure, but it's not the one I'm looking for. So I said no. I said no that day. I would just continue with my medicines that I was taking. But after talking to my dermatologist and my general practitioner, they assured me that the chance of dying from Xolair, which is what it is called, is not very high. So I'm thinking, why'd she lead with that? Don't lead with the death thing. So with their assurance and the fact that you do get an EpiPen, you have to get an EpiPen. EpiPen now that I carry everywhere I go. So I had my first shot Friday of last week. You actually get 2. You have to go through a special pharmacy because it has to be refrigerated, but they shipped it to my dermatologist. I got 1 in each arm, and they were 150 milligrams, I think. That it's not supposed to work instantaneously, and it isn't. You know, I'm still taking all the other medicine. They told me that I should do that, and that I would get the shot once a month, or the 2 shots once a month for at least 6 months. So Friday, today is Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, depending on where you are. I still have hives. However, I can tell a difference. When I wake up in the morning, they're not as bad, and that's normally the worst time for me. Some people say it's at night, not for me. For me, the mornings are the worst because I go that long period of sleeping where I'm not getting any of the antihistamines, any of the medicine. I'm feeling really positive about Xolair. One thing you should know, it's expensive. I do have insurance, even insurance. With insurance, it would have been $1,400 a month. However, the drug company does, you can apply for assistance with the drug company, which is Novartis, is the pharmacy, Genentech USA, okay, and it's Xolair, Xolair. So, at least right now, I don't have to pay all that much for it. My insurance will take care of it, but mainly the drug company, probably because it's fairly new, is paying and keeping track of you, I suppose, as to how well it works. Some people have said to take vitamin D and to take enzymes, and I do think some of it has to do with your stomach. I'm not going to even try to pronounce them. What is this? Maybe I should. Bromelain. And, yeah, I don't know. You can see it right there. 3 times a day with meals. Yeah, so you don't take them on an empty stomach. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm really just doing this because I found it's so very helpful to me that other people had talked about it, because honestly, I thought I was the only person in the world with it. It's not like, I don't think there are support groups for this. And yeah, so it's good to know that we're not alone. There's probably 1 million or so people who have it. And I don't really know the exact numbers, but they at least are doing studies on it, and people are talking about it. And no, it's not contagious. It isn't, so don't think that. And you're not supposed to scratch the whelps. Thank you. I don't anticipate doing another one of these, but if you want an update in maybe a month or so, I certainly don't mind doing that. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you liked it, please hit like. And thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye.